Hey everybody, Mike Fifer. I'm going to do this the quick way this week because I don't have much to show you. And I don't know if my hair's okay, but anyway, it doesn't matter. You guys aren't marrying me anyways. But this is going to be 111, and I hope you just get some enjoyment out of what I have done. A lot of it's been at the workbench, so it's hard to film anything out here if everything takes place at the workbench. And this one will have kind of an explanation and an overview of the junkyard, because I neglected to realize, I thought I had done a video on the junkyard and I hadn't. So there'll be some information there about the junkyard and what else I have planned, and that'll be about it.
Okay, everybody, this is a Stewart Hobbies sanding tower, and I couldn't figure out how to get these tubes right here to hang straight, and I couldn't figure out what I needed to do to get this angle correct for the tank, which I wound up cutting that and sanding that. Then I drilled a 77 hole down into this and a 77 hole up into the tank. And I drilled a 77 hole into, let me get this down, into there, and a 77 hole into here, so I could put this rod in there, this particular size rod as a matter of fact, and super glue it into the hole that I made here and here. Then I could that rod could stay straight. And then to put these ends on here, I put a toothpick in the end of the tubing to expand it out a little. Well, I'll show you. One of, regular pointed toothpick, like so. Stuck it in the end of there to stretch that out, and then glued, hang on, glued that little end in there. So I have not pushed, hang on, let me get my pointer again. I have not pushed this rod up, but what I will do is put a little bit of super glue on it right in here and push that up, wipe the excess super glue off. Then I can straighten that out as needed, and you can see how straight this one is right here. But when you get that tubing, it all wants to be curved, and you can't get these die cast or these metal cast pieces to stay together. So putting the rod, hang on a minute, right up in here, put a rod between here and here, then put the super glue in there. That keeps that from breaking off. The only thing that can break off of this now is the ladder, and it fell off while I was actually doing this. But anyway, that's how I'm keeping this thing together and trying to keep those straight. Just thought I'd show you how I did it. Okay, and here it is primed. And I'll be painting it silver, and then I'll paint the tubes back black. That's it. Now you guys saw how big this is. There's my finger. So this thing is not very big. That's how big it is. So anyway, it's a little hard to work with. It's an old casting kit. I have built another one of these. There's another one out there on the layout that's going to go on the Albuquerque Carnuel Tijeras engine house. But I didn't go to all this trouble. This one's going in the Santa Fe engine house that I just built. But I just wanted to show you guys how I did it. Okay, everybody. I guess I didn't do a video on the junkyard. So let's do something. All these pieces here, including the crane, they were on the other junkyard. I removed them from the cork, and they were all these are individual pieces. And I assembled them in here in something that made sense to me, all the way down. Like this is one piece with the cars, this is one piece, this is one piece, that's one piece, that's one piece, one piece, two pieces, one piece, one piece, one piece, one piece. You get the idea. These are all the, well, that's one piece. These are all the smashed cars that I made here. This pile I got off eBay a long time ago by some people I believe that were in Florida, I think I said. These are my smashed cars here. That's a smashed car that I made. That's a smashed car. And obviously this is the office building. And we have a little welding set out there and some pallets and some other stuff. This is another piece. This is another piece. These are two pieces and another piece. Now, the way I tied these all together is I weather them down approximately the same. Then this is a, it's actually Arizona rock, and it's one of the coals. It's a real fine coal. And I put that in there. Then I lighten that up with some gravel, some Arizona rock gravel, and get that where I want it to be. And then I put fence all around the front, which I happen to have all of this fence, because all this wooden fence around the front of here was fence that was around the whole thing originally, which I salvaged. Then the chain link fence I had from around the power station on the other layout, and it goes around the back. And obviously the railroad had more money to put up chain link fence than these poor guys that put up the wood fence. So anyway, now the track is in the very back. I do not have the track ballasted, but it fits the space now. Let me put it that way. It fits the space. It's not completely done. Nothing here is completely done. I still need to put some dirt and some growth around the edge of the fence to finish it up. I did find, and this is just sitting here, but I did find this sidewalk that had the air conditioning unit for the car shop. There is the new car shop roof. You've seen that, but not up close. I'm thinking of putting that smokestack back there, and that little building would be the boiler house. And I don't know, it's kind of little for that, but we're going to work on that. Anyway, the power substation will go there. I'm thinking that the water tower will go there, and I think the railroad junk will go back there. And I think that sets off the whole area. Now, I have my coaling tower. That's a cheap Bachman coaling tower that I modified with a tin roof and, you know, kind of weathered it up a little bit. It is going to go there. The water tank is going to go there. That is a BLI talking water tank, and I will hook that up at some point. Now you may ask, what is this big vacant spot right here? That's where my ash pit goes. And I've got the ash pit in there, and I've got the Unitrack removed from it, which I had to use a bunch of debonder to get it apart. Then it kind of fell apart. So I've got to put it back together. Then I'll dig a pit there, and I'll put the ash pit there. I will have to lift this track up or take this piece of track out and cut some ties out to go across the ash pit, but that is not a big deal. That little tilted shanty back there, I'm not sure where I'll put that. It's just sitting there. But pretty much what you see right there is how it will go. I also put in the sanding tower. I got that rigged up. Of course, it needs ground cover all over the place, so it looks kind of goofy right now. But anyway, I got some of the lights to work. I had the lights on the fueling facility there working, and then they quit working. I can't get the ice dock working. The Schmelly Meats, it is working. The engine house is working inside. The car shop is working inside and outside, but I can't get the outside lights to work on the engine house, and I think I have a broken wire down there, one of those little fine wires. Yet to be seen. I spent too much time down there the other day, and I'm having trouble with one of my hips, and my hip started hurting again, so that's out of the question right now. Now, these are the two buildings that I built. Hold on one second. Let me change hands with the phone. These are the two buildings I built. These are both Blair Line. The left one is the Santa Fe, what do you call it? Where they spend the night. I can't think. It won't come to me right now. Now, this other one is a house, but I have converted it into the station house. Not the station house, but the yard office. And this tower will be mounted up on a piece of cork, and it will have a view of the yard. So, if I back up, and if you picture there being ground cover and a road crossing that'll go across in there, this is pretty much how this will be. I've come to the opinion that I like it this way. I like it just the way it is, actually. So all I got to do is get that ash put in. I have all the wires run down for the lighting. These two buildings have lighting, and I haven't hooked them up yet. I'll figure out what's going on with the ice house and the fuel dock and the lights on the outside of the engine house. I'll try to fix that, but I've got to rest up a little bit. It sounds stupid, but I'm getting older, I suppose. But anyway, I have a leg problem right now, so I can't get down there. So that's about that. Now let me show you something else. Okay, some of you may remember that I was working a long time ago on this Texaco gas station in 24 scale. I have all the pieces over there in a box. I have all the lift. I have pictures of like fan belt racks and things like that I can cut out and glue to the back wall back there. Calendars, all kinds of Texaco stuff that I can put inside the office. I already have a desk in there, and you can see the drawers open. Somewhere I have a chair to that desk, and the desk is facing backwards, of course. But there was no inside walls to this. There was no nothing. There was not even a back wall. When you buy the kit, I made the Texaco sign. There's a lot of stuff that I had to do to it. But anyway, there's gas pumps and all that other stuff that go to it, and I am going to put it there. And I took my spray booth out, and I moved it into the garage, on the workbench in the garage, back where it was. It's more convenient there for me. If I'm going to paint something, I can come right out of the house, go in the garage, and paint it. It was not convenient out here. The booth worked good in here. That wasn't the point. But I have no water. I have no anything else to clean anything with, to clean the airbrush or anything with. So it's much more convenient in the garage. I left this little light here because I can possibly use that for the Texaco station. I may put a light up under the fascia there. Anyway, that's enough of the Texaco station. But that's where the Texaco station is going to be. And then some model cars will go down there, and there'll be gas pumps out in front and so forth. If I swing around here, yes, this is what I'm doing next. Hang on one second. I'm trying to get organized. We got these Scenescapes, Bachmann Scenescapes trees in, and I kind of like them. They're a little bit different than what I've got out there, and I think mixing them in out there is going to be good. And there's 9 in each pack, so that's 36, or I don't know, that's 40-some trees. But anyway, I'm going to mix them in out there, and I still have probably about 100 of these trees. So I'm going to start planting trees. The little hedges there, the bush hedges, I'm going to probably cut those down somewhat or trim them up, make them look a little more realistic, and probably use those between some of the houses over on the wrong side of the tracks. I haven't gotten into getting any deciduous trees yet because I don't know exactly where they're going to go. But we'll figure that out when we get that far. But I think the next order of business is kind of continuing on with this over here, but planting more trees up in here, getting rid of all the, not rid, you know what I'm saying, use all the trees that I have up on the mountain here. I think it would just look a little better. I may even make some ground foliage out of polyfiber and stuff and try and fill in some of those sections. I don't know. I need to make my forest look better. It just looks thin when you compare it to the backdrop. So I'm gonna try and thicken it up in some way. Down here, I've got a bunch of buildings and houses. If you look here, there's houses. There's a little adobe house there. There's a house back there that needs a paint job. There's little shacks. There's a graveyard. There's another long house there. There's more mobile homes back there. There's just all kinds of little buildings back there that I could use for something. I just haven't figured out what that is yet, so they're sitting on that table. By the way, I would appreciate it if you guys, once again, would go to the vintage page. There's more stuff on the vintage page, and I'm going to put all this double track on the vintage page. I haven't gotten there yet, and I could not find the boxes for those cars down there in that drawer. I went through, if you can believe it, all those are car boxes back there. All those tubs are full of car boxes and locomotive boxes, and I could not find them. But anyway, what you see on the floor right there, in everything that's in, well, probably this picture right here, because I'm probably even going to get rid of all that used track and turnouts over there. But I'm at a stage where I don't need that stuff now, and so anyway, that'll be going on the vintage page. I've got some unusual things on there right now, and go take a look. I lowered the price on some of the things, some of the locomotives that were on there, and have a field day. I need to buy some car parts. I have stuff sitting up here, still sitting up here, that we don't know where it's going to go, but that's to be seen. And this is a short video, but it is what it's going to be for this week. Okay, everybody. That's it for 111, and I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.